Hey guys, welcome back to Holistic Homesteading with the Hursts. I'm Megan and welcome to my garden. Now, disclaimer here, I have weeded before and it has rained and rained and rained here, and the weeds love the rain as well as my plants. So the weeds and my plants are competing against each other, and yeah, I have life going on, so there's a lot of weeds in my garden. So I'm going to show you all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly. Lots of my herbs have overgrown. I kept putting it off thinking I would do this video and wanted to show you guys what they look like and not chop them all down. But I think I'm going to just go with it. They're super overgrown, and I will just cut them down as soon as this video is over and we will dry them. So I have added 2 extra garden spaces this year. So I have my original, which I'm trying to do the back to Eden garden method, and I'm struggling with it, honestly. The weeds have been insane, and they're really hard because it's all in ground. They're really hard to pull up and to keep them gone. So we're trying out different things. My best friend this year has been a hoe, the garden hoe, and it just makes like getting those root balls up a lot easier. And we've done a few extra things. So I'm just going to start at the beginning of my garden where we first walk in at and show you around. Okay, so I planted these a couple of years ago, these pink calla lilies. They actually came from my grandmother's garden and transplanted them, and they've spread, which is absolutely great. These have nothing to do with the garden except, or like edible things, except they're just beautiful. So I'm pulling weeds as I come through here, but I need to find out. I know that they like a lot of water, so mulching them has been a great help, but I need to find out like what type of acidity and stuff like that they like. So we did find some rock on our property, and I have been going around and putting kind of mini borders around them to create mini raised beds.
And Mommy.
So what?
And it keeps the weeds out right around them.
Kinda, yeah. So
Except for in the middle.
as we go, I'm trying to work on that. Now, to this area here, I started herbs last year, and I got the herbs from a friend where she had like started too many plants and didn't have room for them. I did not expect them to grow as big as they have, and they've pretty much crowded out some of my other herbs. So I really am thinking this fall I'm going to transplant them, some of them, into different areas so that they can grow and spread and not kill off other things. So I have some Roman chamomile right here that's not doing well because it's getting shaded too much by our oregano and wormwood. So it's growing, it's not dying, but it's not getting enough sun. So I don't know if I'll actually get any flowers this year. Maybe after I cut the oregano back it will, but anyway, so yeah, here's the wormwood. It's absolutely huge. Yeah, those are flowers from oreganos. Don't spill the water. Hey guys, I'm gonna put flowers in that. So I've been doing a little bit of research on these herbs because these are like the wormwood and valerian that I have growing. I've never used them. So the wormwood is good for parasites. So I'm going to harvest the leaves, dry them out, and I think you make tinctures from them. I'll have to look at that again. I have the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies, so I need to look at that. And then I know with valerian, you harvest the root in the fall. So what I plan on doing is getting everything of the valerian out, harvesting some of the root, and then replanting the valerian somewhere else because it also grew super tall, super wide, and is crowding out a lot of stuff. So I wanted to show you guys how bad the weeds are right now. It has literally rained and rained and rained, and this is supposed to be my compost area. So yeah, I Maybe we can pull it up and give it to the cow.
Be careful.
I don't know.
Remember, there's a snake.
There was a snake in there last year. Oh, there is watermelon growing in there. You see that, Selah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a watermelon. Right in there.
Maybe they like something.
So maybe we should leave that. And I don't know what that is in the middle growing. I'll have to look up on my app.
Mommy, it's everywhere.
So right here, it's been moved. But we have some, what are these called?
Calla lilies?
No, they're not calla lilies. I can't think. Irises. So I actually showed in another video me and my husband replanting these. So they're not looking the greatest right now, but they're not dead. So hopefully they will survive this year, and next year they will bloom because they're exposed to some more sun. So again, the weeds bother me, but I can't keep up with them. So I need to come in here with some mulch and just really go to town. So, anywho, all right, next up, so right here amongst all these other weeds is some rosemary, and I really want to make some rosemary chicken. This smells so good. I just planted this year. So, oh, there's a hairy caterpillar.
Is it yellow?
Kinda yellow and white. So this is purslane. I did not plant this. It's. I don't know if you should touch this one, Micah. I think it might sting you.
Mommy, there's a bug on the leg. Oh,
Okay. So anyways, this is purslane. I'm gonna pull it up because it spreads way too easy. But we might. You can't get it, buddy. I think this one might sting you. I don't even know where it went.
I'm talking about a worm.
Oh, well, I haven't seen a worm. Okay. So, anyways, we have rosemary, and I need to put some mulch around it, keep the weeds from growing on top of it, get it as much sun as possible. And then right over here, we have, so right here is chocolate mint. And I know that I said something in a previous video, and I've also talked about it on my Instagram about there used to be a huge anthill here.
Yeah.
And I was trying a lot of different things and couldn't get them to work. And then about 2 weeks after I put grits down, there were no more ants. So, seemed to have worked. I'm not really sure what this is. It's a weed. I'm gonna pull that up. But mint is another one that spreads really easy, so I made sure to plant it.
Mommy, there's ants.
Oh yeah, there's some ants down there, aren't there?
Uh-huh.
Well, they're not in my plant anymore, so. But this is another one that I need to pin back. I'm not really sure what this is.
It's gotta be.
I did plant some other herbs inside, more with the oregano. And again, the oregano, the peppermint, it all took over. Oh my gosh, go get Hadassah. She's climbing on the grape thing. Get her down.
How did she climb on
Hadassah,
that way?
get down.
She was climbing that.
Yeah.
Follow.
Oh goodness. So we have a 1-year-old who likes to climb. She was sitting near the bucket of water, and then all of a sudden she's climbing on the grapevine. It's absolutely hilarious. She knows in my garden where all the fruit is, and that's exactly where she goes. So she's been picking grapes even though they're not ripe yet. So we'll go ahead and talk about the grapes since I'm here. I'm gonna raise this up.
Mommy.
All right, so this is the first year that we've had this many grapes on our vine. And last year, the Japanese beetles took over, and it looks like they're doing the same thing this year. A friend of mine said that he uses a blowtorch on them and like literally just swipes over them. It doesn't burn the plant, but it kills the Japanese beetles, and he's able to kill like hundreds in just a little amount of time. So I may try that, but I'm not really sure how I'm going to get to all of the vines at the very top. So I should have tried the milky spore this year, which is like a bacteria that you use on the ground in like the spring, and it kills the grubs that form the Japanese beetles. So I need to try that next year. Hopefully we get some kind of harvest from our grapes, because it's super exciting. Look how big this is. I'll show you guys an up close, but yeah, there's lots of them, and
there's raspberries.
Yeah, so we also planted, like Sayla said, a raspberry plant last year. I think it was. It may have been 2 years ago, but I think it was last year.
Yeah,
one raspberry plant, and now we probably have about 20. We have lots of raspberries. They're so delicious. I didn't even like raspberries until I planted these. I knew that my kids and my husband did, but they taste so different than coming from the store. So we have lots of raspberries. We have lots of blueberry bushes, but my blueberry bushes are being overtaken by weeds, raspberries, and herbs. So I've got to get this stuff like trimmed back and contained so that it doesn't harm that. What'd you find? A grape? Okay, so in this area is our strawberry patch, and then I've planted some calendula over there. Sayla, please stay out of there. Stay out of there. Oh, okay. Well, just make sure you're not stepping on anything. And there's also some hyssop over here. So right there is some hyssop.
Which is strawberries, I can't.
Yeah. Oh, she just loves her strawberries.
Mom, you want a strawberry?
So right here, I planted, this is supposed to be some kind of vining flower, I think. It could be a weed. I know I planted something here, and I think it was supposed to vine. So, yeah. Anyways, we've got a trellis for it, whether it's a plant or a vine, like a weed.
Mommy, look, lemongrass.
Yep, our lemongrass that I planted.
Sprout.
Yeah, it's sprouted like big time. So it smells so good. And I have another one at the beginning of the garden, the entrance. And then we have some zinnias just randomly planted
we have
over here.
Of zinnias over there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. So we have some random zinnias planted over here because we had way too many and just didn't have anywhere to put them. In this area we have onions.
Mommy?
Honey, I don't. What is it?
Burrito.
A burrito?
Mhm.
Oh, thank you so much. It looks so yummy. Nom, 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 nom. Here you go.
Thanks.
All right, you can recycle that. So yeah, we've got some onions here. It looks like some of these have gotten dug up, probably by our cat.
Elsa.
Yeah, so just need to tuck that in right there. I don't remember. All right, we'll tuck those in. Pull that weed out. Yeah. Okay, so here's some of our onions. Didn't do very well last year. I'm hoping this year I do better. So we did mulch with just some grass clippings, and that seems to be holding out most of the weeds, which is really nice. Please don't scream. That seems to be holding out most of the weeds, and just took a little extra time on my husband's half. This is another thing that I'm super excited about this year. We only had a couple peaches on our peach tree last year, and this year there's so many it's like weighing the branch down. So, and they're starting to turn. We're praying that nothing attacks them, like no worms or anything. They look pretty good so far. So maybe if we don't continue to get, if we don't continue to get a whole lot of rain, maybe the sun will ripen them up for us and we can have some fresh peaches. I don't think there's going to be enough to like can or anything this year, but
maybe.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited about them.
Me too. I want to pick one. I just want to pick one.
Hi. Now this next area I'm about to show you guys, I've actually showed you in a previous video. You okay, Hadassah? She's picking blueberries. Probably not ripe blueberries. Yeah. So I did show you guys this before. I planted things way too close, and so yeah, there's weeds and it's hard to get them out because everything's so close. If I hoe it, then it pulls up some other plants. But this was like kind of my cold, cooler weather crops. Brassicas, carrots, beets, things like that. And we're harvesting them. It's been a very cool summer so far. So we're still harvesting some of them. But now my brassicas, I don't think have gotten enough sun. Because this is a more shady area. But I don't think they've gotten enough sun to actually develop anything. So I think some of my cabbage is starting to head up. But that's about it. So we do still have some lettuce growing. We're pulling carrots every now and then.
This is purple.
A purple carrot? Yeah, I planted some rainbow mixture carrots. So we're just kind of harvesting them as we eat them. Whoa.
That's cool.
That's huge.
It's pretty too.
Yeah. Cool
Purple
beans.
on the top. It's purple on the top and orange on the bottom.
Why don't you try to get like 3 or 4 carrots and then a few beets, and we'll make a juice today.
Okay.
Because we've got lots of oranges too.
Here you go, Mommy.
Thank you.
This one. This one's sticking out of the ground in here. This one's sticking out of the ground too.
Okay, so now we're coming to my newer section, and this is where all of our like edible stuff is for the most part. We have a couple of zinnias planted because we had extra and didn't know where to put them. So other than that, it's vegetables. So we have here, we have zucchini. Looks like we're actually about to harvest some soon. Now I did notice the other day that we had a few eggs on the bottom of our plants. So those are called squash beetle eggs. And let's see if we can find them. I don't see any now. Anyways, we want to definitely try to get those off if we see any, so they don't eat our plants. But I don't know if they've already hatched. Okay, so here, these are loofah plants, and I'm trying to train them to grow up the trellis. This one is doing well with his training. So it looks like we have some ladybugs. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 of those. Again, I need to weed. Guys, we haven't even been able to weed eat or mow because it's been raining so much. Just look how high this grass is. Which I have thought about, like sectioning off this stuff and letting our new cow, Daisy, come in and eat this. We just haven't gotten there yet. Been super busy. So she's been getting a little extra space every day out there, and then extra hay and some alfalfa. So hopefully she's doing good. All right, moving on. So we have tomatoes over here. I need to buy some more string to tie them up because some of them, like this one, are getting big. So we just need to tie them up some more.
We need to do something about those over there.
Yeah, they're falling on top of each other, aren't they? So these are Roma tomatoes. I think these were, I don't remember what kind these were. They were like a purpley color. These are more Romas. So I wanted to make some salsa and some pizza sauce. I really enjoyed that last year, but I just didn't have enough to make a whole lot. Here we have some spaghetti squash.
The fence is still off.
And Again, I'm training all of them to grow up this trellis so that we have more space. This one was birdhouse gourds, so I really need to get it, like some of it's growing up, but some of it's growing out too, so I just want to make sure we have enough space for it to grow. And then down here we have some cucumbers, and I need again to tie them up here so that they can start growing up the trellis. Look, little cucumbers coming on right down here.
What?
Little cucumbers growing.
Oh.
So we've got several of those. Probably too many actually. In these areas we have corn growing, and it's doing really well. And then right here we have some jalapenos.
Almost taller than me.
Lots more weeds here. This is our little walkway in between.
I can tell this is. It seems like this.
Here's the zinnia.
Seems like this one's the biggest.
We have potatoes planted down through here, as well as, oh, okay, yeah,
These
we
are
have,
peppers.
yeah, we have some peppers. They don't look like they're growing any though.
These are growing.
These are watermelons and weeds. So my plan for this area is to eventually build raised beds going this way. So we've got our railroad ties here. It's on it. Please be quiet. So this is a grade, a pretty steep grade, especially when it comes to the garden, and things wash out really quickly. So that's why we put the railroad ties here. But I would like to build the soil up and, like I said, make raised beds so that everything's level. And I'm thinking, you know, once I get older, or if we have any more kids, and the bigger I get with my belly, it's just harder to lean over and pull weeds and things like that. So if we could get some just raised beds in this area, I think it would do better and be easier on me. Now, this is starting to be beautiful with color. Still have a weed problem, but it's not as bad over here because we do have plastic in between. So, oh my gosh, look at this, how pretty that is. So I'm hoping to start making bouquets pretty soon.
From our own flowers.
Yeah, so all these are zinnias in here. Look at this. Oh my goodness, you guys, that is so pretty. There's a lime green one there.
Let me smell it.
All right, and then
It doesn't really smell.
so we have 1, 2, 3 rows of zinnias. And then here, what are these called, Sayla? Dahlias.
Dahlias.
Yeah, they haven't bloomed yet. So I was like 3 or 4, probably 3 weeks later than the zinnias. And hopefully they do well, because they don't do well in like a lot of nitrogen. And underneath this wood chips is pure horse manure. So that hasn't been composted. So I did put a layer of wood chips over top just to kind of cancel out some of the nitrogen.
Taller than me, Mommy.
But, so anyways, that I did leave it that way for a few weeks before I actually planted them. So hopefully they'll be okay. And then what didn't grow, like in this area here, we planted cosmos. So they have started sprouting. So they're a little bit late planting, but it's okay. Then this row here, we have sunflowers. Some sunflowers are growing super big. Others are just a little smaller.
Yeah, this one's taller than me.
That's Marble, our goat. I didn't tie him up because I figured he would stay with his mom, but he's not. So I'm going to have to go get him tied up. Anyway, so this is our garden along with our weeds. And we're still getting harvest out of it. So excited. This is the most beautiful flower. But I have got to get these staked up so that they grow straight.
It's supposed to go like this. It's growing like this right
No,
now.
it's not supposed to grow like that. All right, you guys, thanks. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this realistic garden tour. And now I'm going to start harvesting some stuff, weeding as much as I can before this weather comes in, and head inside. So we will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.